Shem Angel 32, VASARIAH. This is the Shem Angel of justice, court cases, and appeal to those in positions of power. And so today we're going to look at the source material as usual. And I wanted to point out that there is a mistake, an error in this book, The Science of the Kabbalah. Pierce Vaughn has done a wonderful job on this translation of Lazare Lenain, but I've looked at the source material. There's a mistake in the name of the angel. He has it as VASARIAH. I'll show you here. I think it might be backwards. This is wrong. VASARIAH is not the name of the angel. That's not correct. So, all in all, it's a good book, but there's a couple of errors. It's not VASARIAH, it's VASARIAH. And we know that because we have the original Hebrew in Shemot chapter 14. We have Agrippa has this in Latin letters as VASARIAH. The Divine Kabbalah has it as VASARIAH. We see in the Oedipus Egyptiacus and in Johann Reuchlin we have VASARIAH. The one anomaly is Dr. Rudd has it as VASARIAH. But the Hebrew letter Shin or Sin, depending on where the dot is in the Hebrew letter Shin, it could make an S sound or an SH sound. In this case, it is VASARIAH. So that is the correct name of the angel according to the Hebrew sources, according to Agrippa. If you look at the 3 Books of Occult Philosophy, if you look at De Arte Kabbalistica by Johann Reuchlin, if you look in Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Egyptiacus from 1654, you look throughout the last 500 years, it is VASARIAH. Even the book that was translated, and I'm not throwing shit, it's a wonderful job. I'm just pointing out mistakes where they exist. Even in the source, the French text that this is a translation of, it has VASARIAH. By the way, my Shem Angel post, I put a post on Facebook, and then also in the community section on YouTube, I put a post. I give a PDF. You can look at the French the French La Science Kabbalistique that this translated into English even has VASARIAH. So let's take a look at this angel. So the Psalm verse agrees across the tradition. So over the last 500 years, the Psalm verse associated with this angel is very consistent. So anyways, let's break this down. VASARIAH governs 5 to 10 degrees of Virgo. VASARIAH. According to Johann Reuchlin, and throughout the material last 500 years, the Psalm verse associated is in the Masoretic text. It is Psalm 33, verse 4. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. So once again, that's Psalm 33, verse 4. 33, 4. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. That's Psalm 32 in the Latin Vulgate. So, this particular spirit, according to Oedipus Egyptiacus, published in 1654, again, Johann Reuchlin, he talks about the angels, the 72 Shem angels in general, and then gives the Psalm verse, which matches this. So that's what we have in 1517. Agrippa just gives the name. We go forward 100 years to 1654. Again, we're looking at the classical material. Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Egyptiacus has the divine attribute is upright God, Deus rectus. So again, you get this idea of justice, of uprightness, justice, things like that. Upright God is the divine attribute. So each of the 72 Shem angels has a divine attribute associated. The divine attribute is upright God. Athanasius Kircher's Latin is Deus rectus. And what is this is the first of the 72 Shem angels that comes from the choir of powers, from the powers. So the 72 Shem angels are divided in amongst the 9 choirs of angels. So you have seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominations. VASARIAH actually begins the powers. So the psalm verse is the powers. And then the next 7 angels after this are also going to be from the choir of powers. So what about the office? What can we work with this angel for? Even with the typo, I have the original French, by the way, and I did my own translation of it. But even with the typo, I'll go ahead and read it from this English translation. What does it say? It says, one invokes, and this was published in 1823. So for me, this is late. This is from the early 19th century, 1823. The Science of Kabbalah, or La Science Kabbalistique of Lazare Lenain. What does it say about this Shem angel? It says, in Pierce Vaughan's, actually it's page 72. That's pretty cool, page 72. Page 72 of the Science of Kabbalah. I have a monetized link, by the way, for that. It says, one invokes the aid of this genius against those who attack us in court. So we call upon this Shem angel if someone's attacking us in a courtroom, and to obtain the grace of those who have recourse to the clemency of kings. So to appeal to those in positions of authority. And then we go down here. This genius rules over justice. So clearly courtrooms, legal cases, also general justice. This genius rules over justice. He influences nobility. So again, you get this idea. He influences people in positions of power. He influences nobility, legal executives, magistrates, and attorneys. The person born under this influence will have a good memory and speak eloquently with ease, and will be amiable, spiritual, and modest. So, we have very quickly worked through all the classical sources with this angel. We looked at Johann Reuchlin's De Arte Kabbalistica, gave the psalm verse, and we have Agrippa's spelling of the name. We look in Athanasius Kircher of 1654, we looked at the divine attribute, upright God, Deus Rectus. This is from the powers, same psalm verse. And then what does the divine Cabal say? The divine Cabal, and here I'm quoting from Welcome Manuscript 3203. Welcome Manuscript 3203. This is part of the Welcome Library. It says, VASARIAH governs from the 28th of August. Today is the 28th of August. VASARIAH, this is what the Divine Cabal says, Welcome Manuscript 3203. VASARIAH governs from the 28th of August to the 1st of September, inclusively. So August 28th to September 1st. VASARIAH governs from the 28th of August to the 1st of September, inclusively. The verse from whence is derived his name is the 4th verse of the 32nd Psalm. It's using the Vulgate numbering. Because right is the word of the Lord in all his works and faith. So just a different English translation of the same psalm verse. So that is VASARIAH. So ultimately you get this idea of justice, appeal to those in positions of power, legal cases clearly associated with courts, attorneys, judges. One recommendation. Now we're getting into just my personal opinion. People can take it or leave it. Up to this point, I've stuck to the classical material. Now I'm just giving my opinion, so take that for what it's worth. In my opinion, I would not try to use this angel to lie or to get out of something, make it look innocent when you actually did something. Why? Because the Shem angel is associated with justice and uprightness. In my honest opinion, if you're trying to lie to the judges or get out of something that you really did, I would probably use another method. I wouldn't work with the Shem angel. In my honest opinion, I think it can backfire. if you're actually innocent, or if, yeah, you admit you're guilty, but you want the judge to kind of give you some slack. Let's say you plead guilty on something. You just want some slack. You want them to see your side, get a light sentence, things like that. So court cases, I just would not use this to get out of something that you actually did. I would tread carefully, because in my honest opinion, just my opinion, for whatever that's worth, I wouldn't use it that way. All right. So only if you're justified, in my opinion. I think it can backfire. Now, so how do you use this angel? Let's say you need justice. Let's say an injustice has been done to you, or you're accused wrongly. It doesn't have to be in a court case. It could be in anything. It can be in your work environment. Let's say people are lying about you. Let's say in a work environment. Let's say a social situation. Let's say somebody thinks things that aren't true about you. So justice. You can come to this angel for justice, to appeal to those in positions of power. So let's say you want your boss to listen to your side on something. Maybe you could even use it for pay raises or anything, to appeal to those in power. So the office is justice, court cases, or any kind of appeal to those in authority. Now, today we're not going to do the prayer method, because I want people to really think about, sometimes I do like a prayer, like invocation on camera. But I usually do that with angels that don't require a lot of thought for what you need. I really want people to not be dependent on these videos. I want people to use their own techniques and get out there and get their hands dirty, construct rituals, try astral projection methods, or scrying, traditional ceremonial magic, whatever your method is, or just prayer. Okay? I really want people to do that, and I want people to think about something very close to your heart that is associated with this angel. This helps to lead to self-knowledge. So, anyways, that is VASARIAH, and this is an excellent book. I'm in no way throwing shade, but there is a major typo in the name. It is VASARIAH, and yes, I'm correcting it. It's not VASARIAH, it's VASARIAH. So anyways, because we have the source material that all of this that Lazare Lenain was using even. We have the source material. So anyways, that is VASARIAH, associated with justice, court cases, appeal to those in authority, governs the next 5 days. You don't have to use special timing with Shem angels. You don't have to. Using the three world model of Agrippa, we have the elemental world. Beyond that, we have the celestial. Then we have the divine. The divine realm, we can peer up through the stars as a type of gateway to access the spirits, but the spirits are not limited by timing in that way, in my opinion. But right now, the sun in the tropical zodiac, which it was used by Agrippa, which was used throughout the grimoire sources, in the tropical zodiac, the sun is in 5 to 10 degrees of Virgo the next 5 days. As the Divine Kabbalah says, August 28th to September 1st. Now, you don't have to use special timing. But if you want it, while the sun is in those degrees, it's seen that the angel has special power during those 5 days. And you could use the hour of the sun, the hour of Mercury, if you use the planetary hour method. I normally use the planetary hour of the sun to do my Shem angel workings. Lazare Lenain gives a weird 20-minute cycle of timing, which for VASARIAH, this cannot be right. Hold on. Oh, because I was looking in the wrong spot. I was like, see, but I know how to, here we go. VASARIAH, if you use the weird timing here, VASARIAH governs from 10:20 a.m. to 10:40. So each Shem angel, but the earliest we have of that is the 1823 Les Sciences Kabbalistiques, which this is an English translation, 1823. Some people use a 20-minute cycle for the Shem angels. If you want to use that timing, 10:20 a.m., to 10:40 a.m. I would correct for daylight savings. So here that would be 11:20 to 11:40. But whatever the case may be, whether you correct for daylight savings, 10:20 to 10:40 a.m., 10:20 to 10:40 in the morning is associated with that angel. So, how do you use all this? How do you put it together in a ritual? I did like a 2-3 hour video on how to do your Shem angel operations. I made a ton of videos on this. Basically, the name, light a candle, call the name of the angel, call the psalm verse. The psalm verse normally comes with the call, and then ask your petition. And I mean, that's basically it. Have your interaction. So, you know what? Yeah, that's basically it, y'all. I'm gonna have more videos coming out. I'm tempted to do like the prayer method where we do it together, but I really feel that I want people to do this on their own. Light a candle, call the name of the angel, recite the psalm verse, place your petition. Very simple stuff. VASARIAH governs especially the next 5 days. I really want people to get into this, do the prayer. Whether you, as I break down in these videos, there's the approach of magic, there's the way of prayer, and there's the way of contemplation. Contemplate the divine attribute, the psalm verse, the name. So there's also a contemplative way to approach the angels. So that is VASARIAH, Shem angel number 32. Yesterday I made a video on Patreon only. So yesterday I did a Patreon only video. So some of my videos are on here, some of my videos are on Patreon. I really appreciate my Patreon supporters, so I just wanted to plug that. So there is a new Patreon video for those of you that are on there. And yep, that's it. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see y'all in the next video. Have a great day, y'all.